Hey guys, Shy Cubs fan 14 or John here, bringing you some more gaming equipment to take a look at. And this is the Defcon 4 Avenger, the most powerful Avenger ever. So what was going on was I was trolling looking for some more gaming equipment, trying to see if I could find something, and I ran across a guy named Falcon who has a YouTube page, and he is sponsored by the Avenger, and he had a code where if you put it in, you got 50% off. So I went in and I looked at this DEFCON 4 package. It's an $80 package. I used Falcon's code, got 50% off. So it's a $40 package with shipping. It was about 50 bucks. So I got it in the mail the other day. I want to open it up and show it to you guys. So for the 40 bucks, I got this stuff inside the box. As you can see, it came with the controller itself and then a couple peripheral things on the side, and then obviously an instruction package. Up here on the left are some gels that go on the analog sticks to make them grippy and sticky so that you can put those on the sticks. On the right is a thing that's called the edge. It's a two-sided piece of tape that sticks on to the A button so that you don't have to take your fingers off, because the X, Y, and B button are covered by those other parts of the controller. So that's a little interesting thing that they added. And then the very front here, instructions and some warnings. It says only one arm bends, the small side lever. On the bottom, you can see where it says don't use it unless you go to the YouTube video. It says that repeated use can cause fatigue, so you want to be careful. So let me get this stuff out the way so we can take a look at the actual Avenger and see what it's all about. So as you can see, it's a solid state of piece of plastic equipment. It opens with an easy movement here, and you can see that how after time of opening and closing it, it could cause some structural fatigue and you might get some cracking where it pulls away, but it's a nice piece of plastic. I mean, it's well made. Over here on the right, it says that it's an E3 Bright Award Idea winner. The triggers seem to work fairly well. They move. Once again, it's a solid, sturdy piece of plastic. So what I've done now is I brought out a couple different controllers to show you guys how compatible is this piece of equipment with other pieces of gaming equipment. So on the left, I have my Mad Catz MLG Pro. On the top is a Detail third-party Evo Rapid Fire controller, and over here on the right is my Viking 360 macro modded controller. So if we open up this piece of equipment, this Avenger, it's a little hard to open up sometimes. You know, you have to work on it to get it open, but once you get it open, praise God, you put your controller right in there. So as you can see, the Viking controller, which is a macro controller, it's an Xbox controller that's been modded, sits right in there. It's nice and comfortable. You can see you can move your analog sticks. The plastic is nice and firm. You can use all the different buttons. You can see on the bottom you can still plug in your microphone, and on the top you can still put in your charger, so there's room up there. And it feels pretty good. It has a nice feel to it. You can use all your buttons with all the different attachments, and you don't have to move your hands a lot to use them. So we know that this one will fit. So let's pop this one out and let's see if we can see if it's compatible with some of these other controllers. So we'll get the Viking out the way. And this is the Mad Catz MLG Pro. So this was the $129 controller that I bought. And as you can see, it doesn't really fit inside of the Avenger because it's a third-party controller. It's not shaped exactly like an Xbox controller. Doesn't fit. Can't get it to set in there. Can't take advantage of the speciality of that controller. And there's just no way. It's not going to fit. So we know for a fact that the MLG Mad Catz controller is not going to fit in there. So let's take a look at the Detail. I can tell you right now that I don't think it's going to fit. It's very thick third-party controller. It doesn't look anything like an Xbox controller, so we can tell by looking at it it's not going to fit in there. So this piece of equipment is only going to be usable with an Xbox controller or a modded controller that is based off the Xbox prototype. I think that that's the only way that you're going to be able to use this. So if you have a modded controller, this might be an enhancement where, like with the Viking macro controller, I can set it in here and take a look and see. My only problem with that is it covers up the tack switches. There are 6 tack switches on that controller, so I don't know if it'll be usable or not. But I'm going to play with this thing and see how it works and let you guys know. So if you guys have any questions, leave them. You like it, give me a like. Thanks a lot.